Hello everybody, it's your boy Hawka, a very relaxed Counter-Strike scholar, back with another video, this time taking a look at Vitality's CT side of Inferno. You might have seen me tweet out recently that I have been incredibly impressed by Vitality's Inferno, specifically their CT side. I would honestly say I am probably more excited than G2 fans are after seeing that Monacy clutch for this Vitality squad. They have been looking incredible on Inferno specifically, so I figured I'd go through the exact reasons why they have been so damn good on this map. Okay, let's return to the regular setup, the regularly scheduled programming to talk to you about Vitality's CT Inferno setup. Vitality's standard positions are Magisk playing towards Pit with dupreeh on the A site, so they've got that Danish duo working together there in spots that I think they are very good at. Then you have Apex and Masuta playing B, with Apex generally being the more aggressive of the two and oftentimes being the one who stays towards B and potentially allows Masuta to rotate away, although this can change sometimes. And then finally, you have the perfect player to round this out in ZywOo on Long. Long is oftentimes the most important position on Inferno because it can open up B splits and A wraps and all sorts of uncomfortable stuff for CTs. So having someone as reliable and consistent as ZywOo here is so important. But also, just having ZywOo have some of the best positioning out there, I think makes a massive difference to this squad. And what I wasn't expecting to see so soon from this team is ZywOo having such good chemistry with the Danish duo on A already. And I also wasn't expecting the overall sort of macro aspect of this team to be that good yet. I wasn't expecting the timings between the sites to be that good, but they've surprised me with how good they have been. Let's start with some of the basics. ZywOo lines up this mid-smoke from spawn, which a lot of teams are using now because it allows you to throw nades down mid easier or even potentially go aggressive. And dupreeh tries to line up one of those nades but ends up getting spammed down very low and so gives his premium rifle over to the full health Magisk. Meanwhile, on B, Masuta is playing up on sandbags to try and just get one kill and then drop down, which he's successful in doing. And the flash from Apex isn't perfectly timed with Masuta's peak or fallback here, but he is able to get back safely with the man advantage. At this point, with the man advantage and some of that clock eaten up, with just an MP9, ZywOo decides it's time to fall back from long. And after Magisk spots Stu on short, he mollies that position, while ZywOo also mollies long as soon as this smoke comes up so that they don't lose this foothold straight away. Once that molly fades though, he does call to Apex that he has to cover CT, and you can see on the map that Apex is able to do that, and he even has a smoke for Banana late in the round, so it's not that big of a deal. This is now a good spot for Vitality, as there is low time left on the clock, and Magisk is able to start doing what he does best and get a couple of nice kills from Pit. And this is where that positioning of ZywOo also comes into play. Instead of sitting passively on the site as he was initially, look at how he moves forwards to make sure he can fight with his teammate Magisk and get a couple of kills of his own. And even if ZywOo were to go down here, dupreeh, who was low on health, was playing Graveyard the whole time. Because he's low, he wants to pop up while players aren't looking at him, but he's not even needed in this round. Really solid fundamentals on display right from the get-go. In the very next round, we get another nice variation from their CT side. This time, Magisk mollies down mid. This helps Apex on B, who is standing with a molly out in case he hears any steps or nades on Banana. But as soon as he doesn't, he can wide swing, and you can see how Magisk's molly helps him clear out Banana. And once the molly fades, he times this nade and peek perfectly to get an easy pick onto Stewie. From here, he smokes the bottom of Banana, and because of Apex's early willingness to go aggressive like this, Vitality are confident that Banana is clear right now, so Masuta can just leave some nades with Apex and go ahead and stack 4 towards the A bomb site. This allows Apex to just play safer on Banana for info, using these nades if he has to, and eventually he does indeed call for the rotate back from Masuta, and they end up getting a comfortable round win against the Deegs. In this one, we get another switch up, and you could call it a ZywOo situation. That joke works on 2 levels, by the way. Firstly, because it's a surprise he's not playing his normal spot on long. But secondly, because Zaibu, you put the B in there, and yeah, he's on B. Okay, no, look, not my best work. I'll stick to just analyzing the Counter-Strike instead of trying to make jokes. Anyway, he's unable to get a pick, but we do see that in this different setup, Apex and dupreeh decide to double stack long because it's not as easy to hold here when you don't have the AWP in this position. And they're also confident leaving Magus to do his thing over towards Apps, and he delivers at the start of this round by just winning this fight straight up against Breezy. Now with the man advantage, I love that Vitality used their utility to get back into their standard spots. Magus mollies Apps, while Apex mollies off mid after seeing this smoke was going to obscure the team's vision, and this allows ZywOo to get back into his standard spot. And then we also get dupreeh smoking off the apartments so that he can get into a better position. And then over on B, Vitality were really good at holding their nades. Masuta still has a smoke here, which he times to perfection to set up Apex for these first 2 kills. And then Masuta just has to worry about his aim because there are no more nades for EG. And these are the spots where I think Masuta is best in as he gets both kills. Whenever ZywOo was tested on long, he seemed to just always make good decisions. Here, for example, as soon as he notices smokes are coming in towards A, he's just instantly responding to it with this molly on long to allow him to reposition round to the arch side so that they don't lose this control. And then just as you think he's going to get caught by going aggressive, he is so quick on this kill and this fallback, and then to get a second kill on this position is absurd. This is just a crazy individual moment to step up for both of these frags. And he's also able to continue to help by just bombarding these flashes behind the site to help Magus, who's playing in pit. And this kill ends up being incredibly important as Magus' survival puts the T's in a really bad position on the site. Oh, by the way, look at how tilting this is from Breeze's POV. He just gets out of being blinded, and then there's a jumping MP9 coming at him. Those jumping SMGs are very good. And then ZywOo can just hold this angle on the site, wait for the molly, another nice kill, and another round where Vitality just feel in control because they're winning the fights they have to. Skipping ahead a couple of rounds to round 9, Vitality are actually on a slightly weakened bye here. But the main takeaway I want you guys to have from this video is just how good Vitality are at holding nades on their CT side of Inferno. This setup is specifically designed to save their utility for as long as possible. ZywOo is AWPing towards short over on A, and so for as long as he's able to hold that angle, you don't have to use any utility here when the AWP is holding. And then over on B, they decide to stack 3 players, including Magus over here, so that they don't have to use nades early. If there were to be an early B play, they feel comfortable the crossfire could handle it, and that means they can hold their nades for later in the round. Eventually, the time gets low enough, and some nades are used over on A, so Magus can just drop his smoke, rotate over, and leave the B players with good utility left to stall out any push. Again, Vitality just don't give up the ground all that easily. Even after ZywOo gets forced back, he re-peeks into top mid, with Magus also helping towards long, and as soon as they see top mid is clear with this little time left, they can start to rotate back to B. And this is where those B players are just able to dump those nades. First, Masuta with the smoke. Then Apex re-ups that smoke pretty early because he knows EG are going to have to commit soon. And while this molly from Masuta isn't ideal as it forces Apex back, the flashes behind help stall out the push further. And then Apex is just so good at playing aggressively through this smoke kit because it sets up the rifle of Masuta on the site to have much more control and much more time to take these favorable duels. And EG never get out of this choke point. They get completely obliterated. Here's a great example of the overall macro decisions of their CT side being really good. After an initial 1-for-1 trade on B off the back of the flashbang, Vitality realize they have such little utility left and that a 4v4 isn't a great scenario for them that they have to make some sort of play. And it is instant that we get that play made by dupreeh and ZywOo, doubling up towards Apps, going aggressive, and getting a really nice timing window for ZywOo to find a free frag over towards second mid. Then, thanks to this info, Apex is again able to time his smoke pretty much perfectly to slow this Evil Genius's push. And while they are eventually able to push through, dupreeh has a bit more time to flank up Banana and takes a lot more time because of that, so he's able to clear out this angle and get this nice kill. And then this kill from ZywOo is a Ferrari peak and a half. Honestly, if I was playing I would report that all day long. Jesus Christ. And they're able to win this retake off the back of that good info play at second mid, allowing Apex to stall on B and allowing them to set up this retake. Round 12 starts with a standard setup, apart from dupreeh being a good teammate and dropping a couple of cheeky presents over to his B players in dropping some of his utility. That leads to him playing long and ZywOo playing from sight. And ZywOo flashes Magisk into the apartments, and if you listen closely, Magisk hears Breezy taking a step back. So knows that there's at least one player in apps, and that means as soon as ZywOo hears some nades coming up towards A long, he figures there's a decent chance EG are trying to commit to something here, so pops a second flash into the apartments, this time with Magisk pushing off the back of it and getting a very easy early kill. From here, dupreeh wins a fight of his own over towards long, and I love how Magisk isn't just static after clearing apps. He himself mollies short so he can't get pushed, but also so that he can swing behind this molly and tell dupreeh to keep fighting long so that this is an easy trade kill in the back. And now that top mid has been cleared, ZywOo, who himself was trying to help over on long, can come back to focus fully on the apartments and lock it down. And I just love the synergy of this A-site play right here. They clear out the apartments initially, then they work together to clear out top mid, and then finally they realize they only have to worry about apps now because top mid is clear. This is a beautiful round. And then the final round I'm going to show you in this video includes ZywOo helping out at B early with a couple of flashes to help Apex just full swing Banana ahead of the molly and get all this control early off the back of his aggression. He even goes for a cheeky little one-way play through this smoke, which doesn't get him a kill, but is a cool idea. Meanwhile, with only 2 A players early, Magisk makes sure to toss down an early molly after seeing the utility, and dupreeh goes ahead and smokes apps, again so that they can get back into those comfortable positions we were talking about previously. Apex gets so much B control early that Masuta can also rotate over to make this a 4A stack and help ZywOo on long. And having this rifle assistance might help ZywOo somewhat in re-peeking top mid to get this early pick, because he knows he has Masuta to fall back on if he needs to. EG do get top mid, but yet again, ZywOo is willing to just repeat this position and realize it's clear, while Apex has also just been stalling for time over on B to allow Masuta to rotate back into position. And with a nice pop flash from Apex to set himself up for some easy kills and the boosted position of Masuta, this ends up being another easy round win. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, why not check out another one? I've got my own special recommendation for you over here, and YouTube thinks you'll like this video over here. Oh, and also, like and subscribe. It helps me out, and if you made it to the end of the video, you clearly like the content. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.